Alright, well, I just wanted to give a little bit of a rundown on this table. Some of the things I like about it and the things I don't like. Uh, so I went with this table. What worked for me is being able to do the job with with the desktop version of Aspire, because I can only do a 25 by 25 space. And this table in particular, I actually used 3 jobs because I wanted the base to be more stable than these past tables that I made. With these 2 tables, the legs only took one 24 by 24 sheet of MDF, so they had to be slightly less than 12 inches wide a piece, so it doesn't give it a whole lot of stability. It's not bad for an adult or if you're just putting something on it, but this table's for my son, so I went ahead and added a couple inches in width on the legs. I like the way they turned out. Let's see here. I also got a little note to my son in there. As far as these slots go, I think I did negative 0.020, and I like the way it fits. I'm just gonna put some glue on that and slide them together. I might make a little adjustment because it does have a wobble at the moment, but that's okay. And then as far as the tabs go up here, tabs and slots go, I really like the way they came out. Also a negative 0.020. If you see on this table, I epoxied together. I made the cuts from the inside of the line instead of the outside, but I used the same clearance, so they should have fit, but I had to do some work to get those to fit. Then the graphics, I just copy and pasted from Google. It's pretty hard to find some of these Cars characters, actually, and they weren't the easiest to work with. I spent a lot of time going through the vectors and making sure everything was closed. Right here, he's supposed to be burning out, and I think I forgot to fix that, but I still like the way it looks. It's gonna get painted. We could probably still add that little burnout with the paint. I think Mater came out pretty good. He had some vectors that I didn't like so much, but I couldn't get rid of because then it was just it was a hard balance to keep. So I do like the way it turned out. I put a flat depth, I think, of 0.25, so that way it didn't go any deeper. The rocks were pretty straightforward. I did have to separate those, and then I made areas for the tabs and slots horizontally, if you can see, but something with the CNC machine and the Y-axis, it happened in the middle of the job. If you look at my actual Vectric stuff, these gaps are not there. This is supposed to be here, and also you'll notice 2 different so it's like the CNC kind of cut right here for whatever weird reason. I'm not even sure. It's definitely not part of my design, but whatever. we'll fill it with epoxy or something. But I still am not completely dissatisfied with it. It's still pretty good. All these lines though, I had to kind of rearrange and make my own to get these little boxes so that these would fit nicely in there. So I actually made some of these were not part of the original picture that I copied it from. I kind of messed with that, and then the radiator springs, pretty straightforward. I just used the letters in a box, and then I formed it to the curve. I really like the way that the letters came out because I think it'll look good when it's painted. Look kind of silly for a kid. And that actually took quite a while because you can see all the little movements it made to get that rough around the edges look. I don't really know what else to bring up on that. I did hit the router table to smooth out all the edges. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what it looks like once it's painted. I think it'll look really good, and those tabs and slots really won't matter too much. So that's my table.